Welcome to part 2 of our 3-day series called the Coaching Triad, where I am walking you through the 3 key elements that are going to help you fill your client roster with the clients you want on purpose. Today, I'm going to get on my soapbox a little bit and talk about something in the industry that feels so old school and feels honestly out of date for the market right now. And that is this idea that high ticket coaching is the way, the only way to get clients. Inside this episode, I'm going to tell you how to do it better. Welcome back to the Best Damn Coach podcast. I'm so excited to continue our 3-part series together. Today marks part 2. Last part, the first part to kick off, we really looked at why the certification is honestly the least interesting thing about your coaching credentials. And we kind of reframed on what's happened before that is actually a key to your success and to you filling up your client roster. And today, we're going to move into part 2 where we're really looking at the second part of this coaching triad. And what this is all leading up to is an opportunity for you to come deeper with me, where we're going to work on these things in real time together. I am hosting a challenge kicking off on May 12th, goes May 12th, 13th, and 14th, where together we are going to help fill your coaching roster. This is for female coaches who are brilliant at what they do, which is you, but you're really ready to start figuring out the whole getting clients part. You've got the training, you've got the lived experience, the real ability to get results, but nobody told you this when you started that being a great coach is kind of one skill set, but knowing to fill your roster is an entirely different skill set. So, over the course of the 3 days together, here's what I'm going to be walking you through. Day 1, we're going to be looking at why you're being ignored and how to fix it. It's likely not what you think, by the way. Day 2, we're going to look at the thing that makes you impossible to replicate and why, like, you are the one people in your ideal clients and that are looking for, the problem you solve need to go to you. And lastly, the third day, I'm going to be sharing with you the offer strategy that's actually filling rosters in today's market in 2026 and why you absolutely need this inside of your coaching practice. So if you would love to join me, it's a free challenge. Head on over to amanda-walker.com/fill. FILL, like fill your roster, and you can sign up. We have a Facebook group that's already in motion. My goal here is for you to actually implement and walk away with real results. So I do not want you to miss out. Like, we're going to create this momentum as summer starts so you don't even feel this lull in your business when I honestly I see a lot of times this happen for people, and we are working hard to eliminate that and for you to create massive momentum this summer. And so nobody let's give this hypothetical situation. I know this hasn't happened to you, wink wink. But let me paint you a picture. You've been following a coach for like 6 months. You listen to their podcast in the car or on your walks. You've saved their Instagram posts. You've maybe even attended a webinar or two. You genuinely believe in what they do. And then one day you get this random DM or you see a post and it invites you to book a call. So you do. And you get on this call, and within 20 minutes, someone, maybe not even the coach themselves, is asking you to invest 8,000 to 15,000. And something inside of you is like, wait a second, like, but I just met you. And I know your content, but I don't really know exactly what you deliver. And I don't necessarily have any proof. And so you say you have to think about it, right? And they follow up twice. And then they just kind of quietly disappear, right? Does that maybe sound familiar? Either you've been on the giving end of this, which we're going to fix today, or you've been on the receiving end, which is probably more likely. Because if this sounds familiar, I'm not just describing a buyer. I'm describing honestly what's happening at a massive scale inside the coaching industry right now. And you are savvy. This I know about you. I mean, we've been down this road a few times. And so now actually people get it. They get what's happening, right? You guys get that. When you come into my world, you probably know Amanda has some coaching services that I might be interested in joining. And transparently, I think you should be in them. But the coaches that are going to win right now in this environment are the ones who figure out how to close that gap, which is why I'm hosting the challenge on the 12th or the 14th is I want to help you close that gap. So that's what we're going to do on this show today specifically is If you're brand new to the show, welcome. I'm so pumped you're here. And today I'm going to those of you that are returning listeners, I'm going to get on my soapbox a little bit because I have something to say about the approach that I think has been sold to coaches as this smart, sophisticated strategy. But I think for a lot of people, it's keeping you stuck. And we're talking about your offer strategy today, specifically the version of your offer that sounds good in theory and is absolutely failing people in practice. So here's what I see. People will be like, it's so easy to make six figures. You just need 10 clients at $10,000. And people are like, sweet, I can find 10 people that are going to pay 10K. The reality is that is a very high ticket experience. And what we're going to call is the sales runway, if you can imagine, just like a flight, right? The higher the ticket, the longer the runway often. This isn't a rule. I've definitely experienced exceptions to this. But there's this whole ecosystem inside the coaching industry or people in the industry that preaches that this one thing, high ticket, is the answer always. And so you set your price high. They're even going to say it's the fastest way. And they're not wrong. I don't want to discredit this. And they're going to say, stop undercharging. They're going to give you these things like, know your worth. 4 clients at 10K is better than 40 clients at 1,000. Positions yourself at premium. Don't apologize. I actually pulled all of that language from different people I was looking at in the industry. And I don't want to say it's all wrong. I believe in your pricing and your work with 100% certainty. But I have no interest in coaching you to undercharge also. That's not the conversation we're having today. But here's what this advice skips over entirely. And it's that part that I think is costing you and a lot of your amazing coach friends a lot of lost clients. It assumes that your potential client is already in trust with you. They're already in rapport and they're already ready to make that large financial commitment. And in the market that we're currently in, with buyers who are smarter than ever, they've been burned, they're skeptical. The assumption is breaking a lot of businesses, a lot of coaching businesses, and honestly, a lot of people are moving out of them. So here's the analogy that I think is so brilliant and equitable to what we're talking about is you don't propose marriage on a first date. I don't like we just don't. When you meet somebody, you don't propose. You might have these feelings of like, this could be the one, but then you go on follow-up dates. You introduce them to your family. You do all of these things to deepen trust, rapport, and put yourself in situations where you're like, absolutely. The result I want of spending my entire time, this is my soulmate. This is my person. And now, obviously, we're not hiring a coach who's a soulmate, but if they're going to spend $10,000 on you, they want to feel that level of confidence in you. And so I don't really care how good your content is, how great your testimonials are, how great your sales call script is. Asking someone who's been warming up in your audience to jump straight to this 10K package often skips and it bypasses the normal parts of trust building. And when you don't buy, the knee jerk responses, coaching culture is almost one of things either you don't ask enough people or you have this mindset block about, I'm not worthy of this money. Like there's so many people that are doing so much work in the coaching space. It's like, oh, these are internal. You just aren't ready to receive. I honestly call major BS on a lot of that. But maybe the problem is that you built a business with no front door to warm them in. Come in, have a drink with me, have an appetizer. Let's meet each other, let's learn each other. And so that's what this is all about. What's actually missing is something else. So if you picture your business as a house, your content is like your podcast, your social media, your emails that you're sending out. And that's like the curb appeal. That's like ooh, oh my gosh, I love it's not shiplap. I forget what it's called. It's that cute slatted board stuff on the side of houses, or maybe it's slump block or the stucco. So people drive by, they slow down and they think, oh, I like this, right? It looks like somewhere I could live, right? So they hang out and they listen to the show. They follow you, they engage with your content. And then they can't quite see inside the house though, right? If I see a house for sale, I'm like, ooh, on the outside it looks good, but I wouldn't just buy that house. They don't know, like, where does the sunlight come in? What is the bedroom? What's the layout? Is there a bar in there? Is there like a great sink that looks out into the backyard? So they actually have to go in, right? Before I'm going to spend $500,000 on a house or $1 million on a house, I got to go in. And so then when a realtor can walk me through, I start to go, oh, I could see myself in this house. This could be my home. And so when you invite them straight into your world beyond just the curb appeal, they begin to see what's inside. They begin to build trust with you. So it could be the free workshops that lead into the next thing. And so the piece that most coaching businesses are missing is a way to let someone in before they fully commit. Not a free call where you spend 45 minutes. This is not that thing. I just want to be clear. And I really, really am so grossed out by these bait and switch things that people are teaching coaches, where you propose it as a free call where you're going to coach them. And then the last 10 minutes, you're like, but buy my stuff. That is so icky and gross. But we want to give them a way to come in and invest even a small amount that gives them this real experiencing of who you are, your beliefs, etc. And I've been building my business around this since the beginning for years, and I can tell you plainly that it's one of the biggest reasons I've had almost 100 months of five-figure income. Currently, 89% of people that opt into our higher ticket coaching, which is the Best Damn Coach, our year-long program and community, come from this opportunity. I can think of less than, like, in the last 10 clients that have booked, 1 in 10 of those just went to my website and invested without ever talking to me. So less than 10%. And she didn't talk to me, but she's been a podcast listener for a year. So she felt like she knew me and what she was going to get. And that's because trust has already been built. So I designed my entire model around this. And the cool thing is I see this happening for clients over and over. Now, what I just described sounds simple in concept, right? And the way coaches tend to execute it is actually where it falls apart. The price point sometimes is an issue. Like, for instance, they offer, I was coaching someone recently around this, and they were offering a $44 tester into a 7K package. That's a really big jump. It doesn't necessarily match the front end to the back end, or they don't really position it. But here, in the best way, but here's where it really falls short, is what they try to do is take their big signature package and condense it into this short experience. That is not what I am talking about. What is really effective is when we create a space for a client to come in and have a very tangible short time frame win. They walk away with a problem that they're struggling with day in and day out solved immediately for them. It's positioned in such a way that it pulls you forward because they're like, "Dang, Sarah is so good. She just got me this." Or Rachel is so good. She just got me this. And so this is what I'm talking about as the coaching triad. I kind of alluded to already to what we're going to cover in day 2 of the challenge, but we're actually going to cover this very thing in day 3 of the challenge. I'm going to show you real examples from real coaches that I've worked with who were literally getting no leads, who added this concept into their business. I'm thinking of Allie off the top of mind. Allie is a pelvic floor therapist. She came into my world. She was basically having nobody buying her coaching services. And we helped her create a very specific opportunity to get this short win with her. And not only were people, as she made some adjustments in the way she was talking about this experience, not only did she get 2 clients who opted into this offer, she also had people bypass that offer and buy into the high ticket coaching because of the way she talked about this thing. And that's the beauty of what we're trying to accomplish here is when we create what I call an ascension, it's not just what I call it, it's what it is called, is when we create this place for people to come through your ecosystem and have 2 different touch points to build trust through the process, then we have this recurring structure. One of my clients said recently, before I met you, Amanda, I had some clients, but they were on and off. And I felt like there was a big block on how I was going to have this consistency that I wanted. And that's really what we're looking at here is so many of you are struggling because your expectation is you're going to meet someone, propose, and then marriage is immediately. I'm just going to send a couple emails. They opted into my thing. They're going to book a call. It's a 7K offer. Boom. And that will happen and that can. And there's a more efficient way. The first part is we've got to adjust some of the way you're talking about your offers. I'm going to talk more about that and speak to more of that on the next part, the final part of this series. But I really want you to think about how you're positioning that and what your expectation is around how people come into your world. So again, we're going to dive deeper to this in this on step day 3 of the challenge. Come in, we're going to be live Zoom together. I'm going to be coaching in real time. This is going to create major momentum for you as you head into summer, and you're going to feel really, really great about how you talk about your coaching services, and you're going to have a way for people to invest in your coaching services that continually builds that trust momentum. So again, come join the challenge at amanda-walker.com/Phil. And if you could do me a giant favor, if you wouldn't mind, if this episode speaks to you and you know you're jumping into this challenge and maybe you want an accountability buddy or you're in a coaching community, I would love for you to share the link to the challenge. It'll be in the show notes. Again, you can join at amanda-walker.com/Phil. But I would love for you to text the link, share it with a friend, so that we can get more amazing coaches. We want coaches here who are serious coaches, who are at a high level, who are brilliant experts. You just want help with the getting clients part, which is a skill set that is absolutely so important for you if you want to build a profitable coaching business and not feel like you're stuck in this hobby place. So I cannot wait to wrap up this series with you when we hit our final piece on part 3. So until then, go coach them up.